Classics section of the College Football Playoff Media Portal. To gain access to the portal, send an email to licensing@catapultsports.com. The format for this interview session is we will begin with an opening statement from Coach Fickle, followed by questions for the student athletes, and then we will conclude with questions for Coach Fickle. As a reminder to the media, please use the raise hand function to indicate you want to ask a question. And when you are called on for your question, please state your name and affiliation before asking your question. And now we'll get going with Coach Fickle's opening statement. Coach, thank you for joining us.
No, well, obviously this is gut-wrenching. This is really, really, really difficult for everybody, but most importantly for the 30 or so seniors that have brought this program and this team so far. Those guys have done everything. They've sacrificed. They've committed. It's really tough, and we didn't get it done tonight, and we didn't play complimentary football. We knew the battle of the trenches was going to be a big deal, and I think that that's kind of where the game was won, and and no phase of it did we give ourselves the best opportunity. And it's very difficult. It's difficult on these guys because they've worked so hard, they've committed so much, they've done everything we've asked them to do. We were a bit short, obviously, tonight.
Okay, and now we'll open it up to questions for the student athletes. Once again, if you want to ask a question, please do the raise hand function. And we'll start it off with a question from Tino Lavenzi. Tino.
Hey there, this is Tino Bovenzi from Spectrum News 1. Forgive me if it's a little loud. I'm in the photographer's room. This question's for Desmond Ridder. Des, obviously this is the last game in your Bearcats career, but I just want you to maybe reflect a little bit about, that career and the good things that you're going to remember from that, and think about, obviously this game didn't go the way that you wanted it to.
Yeah, no, it's been a journey of ups and downs throughout this past 5 years. I've met a lot of brothers and a lot of good close friends that are going to be with me for the rest of my life. I've played a lot of great football with a lot of great players, a lot of great coaches, and I'm going to remember every single year of it, from my true freshman year to when I wasn't playing to all the way till now, and this loss, I'm going to remember. But, I just want to thank Coach Fick and all the coaching staff, all the training staff, academic staff, and all of our fans who supported us even in our down years, and everyone who came out to this weekend and over
Desmond
this past
Ridder
week to
and
come
head
out.
coach Luke Fickle responding their first statements since the loss to Alabama and the Cotton Bowl moments ago. We have to take a short break. We'll be right back after this. Stay with us. And we are back talking about UC's historic season, sadly coming to an end in Arlington, Texas. So a couple of things. Before we went to break, we heard from Coach Fickle. He called it gut-wrenching. We were hearing from Desmond Ridder, who went on to say that Alabama's defense is one thing to look at on a whiteboard and something else entirely to see in person. Alabama made like a statement first drive. UC made a first drive. Yeah. Would you say that was indicative of what was about to happen?
Actually, I would think that I thought that they would keep getting Alec Pierce more involved in the game. They went to him at the red zone. They threw it to him twice, couldn't complete either pass. And I thought, hey, he looked open. I would think that you would keep going to him. They just were never able to get it to him again. So really, in the grand crux of things, it was simple math. 7 is more than 3.
Let's go Cats! Let's go Cats! Let's go Cats!
Oh, the UC fans were so prepared, cheering on their Bearcats. Our Cotton Bowl coverage continues live next.
Hi, everyone. We're here to pick winning numbers for Friday, December 31st. I'm Sherry McLean. Here are tonight's winning Pick 3 numbers. And tonight we have 727. Your Pick 3 again, 727. Here are the winning Pick 4 numbers. And tonight we have 9494. Your winning Pick 4 tonight, 9494. And here are the winning Pick 5 numbers. And tonight we have 62923. Pick 5, 62923. All right, tomorrow is Saturday. It's a new year. We want to remind you to pick up some Powerball and Classic Lotto tickets for tomorrow's drawings. Those are some big jackpots. And I think we can all agree 2021 has been one heck of a year, Ohio. And we here at the Ohio Lottery want to wish you all a very safe, happy, and prosperous new year. Here's to a lucky and fun 2022. The last numbers for this year, 727, the pick 3, 9494 for the winning pick 4. Good night.
The University of Cincinnati Bearcats drive to the college football playoff on WCPO 9 News.
It has been an historic season. We want to thank you for sticking with us here at 7 for our special coverage after the Cotton Bowl. I'm Evan Millward. We are continuing our live coverage for the next 30 minutes with sports anchor Caleb No inside AT&T Stadium. And Caleb, you can see our whole team out there. Let's start, Caleb, though, with you and break this down for us as to what happened in Jerry World there.
Yeah, Evan, you heard head coach Luke Fickle say earlier that it felt like it was a gut-wrenching loss. And I think there's a few reasons for that. First of all, the fact that I think Cincinnati just didn't execute. They felt like they were a few maybe plays or a few wrinkles away from being really in this football game. If you look back, it was a 2-possession game in the fourth quarter. And there were a few plays that kind of went Alabama's way that maybe could have gone Cincinnati's way. You look at that muff punt that led to an Alabama touchdown. That was a big one that we'll talk about a little later. And then also when you look at the number of seniors that Cincinnati has that played their final college football game here today, I don't think, again, 27-6 sounds pretty decisive, but I think Cincinnati felt like they were right there and had their chances and just weren't able to execute at Alabama's level today. Now I want to send it outside the stadium. Again, we're going to talk about the game a little later on throughout the show. We'll show you some more of the game. But right now I want to send it outside the stadium to Tanya O'Rourke. Hey, Tanya.
Hey, Caleb. So what I want to do is actually go down to the guts of the stadium, and that's where the team pressure is still going on. Let's listen in for a second.
For the opportunity, and yeah.
All right, our last question will come from Zachary Braziller of the New York Post.
Guys, there's always been a big debate of, whether the group of 5 school deserves to be in there. What do you think you guys showed tonight when it comes to that debate, in terms of, does the smaller schools deserve a shot?
I think absolutely we do. I know the score was, I don't know what the score was, 20, whatever it was, but I just think that, so many of those plays were just inches away of making the play, or just a couple missed tackles here and there, and that really cost us. I think we absolutely belonged in this game, but at the end of the day, we just didn't execute like we have all season. And so I definitely think people can play with the top dogs, and yeah, we're just right there, inches away, but didn't get the job done. So.
Yeah, I definitely think that other schools, and so-called smaller schools, group of 5 schools could, potentially keep making the playoffs as long as, they put together seasons upon seasons. I think that it's not just one season of an undefeated record. You can't go, 2-6 or 2-10 in the season before and then go undefeated and expect to, make it in the college football playoffs. I think it has to be a program that's built up over years and years of just good football and good execution football. And like Joel said, the end of the score was 26 or 27-6. There was no fight to stop. We wanted to fight to the end. Our execution just wasn't there on offense. We weren't playing complementary football, so I think the score reflected, a different game. But I think any of the teams in America can come out here and play with, anyone they want to, as long as they come out here and execute and play their best ball.
Okay, Desmond, Joel, thanks for joining us. You can go back to the locker room now, and we're going to start with Coach Fickle here in just a moment.
Okay, so you just heard from the UC Bearcats, including Desmond Ridder, who had a wonderful career at the University of Cincinnati. You can't disagree with that.
One of the best to do it at the University of Cincinnati, and there's a long list of great players that have played there too. You know, one of the things that really stuck out from that last question that I heard was that UC belongs, and you can definitely feel that they belong on this national spotlight, this national stage as well.
I agree, Jake, but I want to ask this guy, Demetrius Richardson, who played under Brian Kelly, and you're a tight end. Do you believe UC deserved to be here, a non-Power 5 conference team?
Absolutely. I think they deserve the right to be here. Obviously, it's not the result that we wanted at the end of the day. Obviously, because at Cincinnati, we want wins at the end of the day, and it's not the result that we wanted, but we definitely earned the right to be here. And we showed that today. Not all the way, but most of the way. So we're okay. I think we'll battle back and be ready next year. So.
You are, sir, what's your name?
Andy Zimmerman.
Andy Zimmerman, you're from Price Hill. You still love your Bearcats?
I still love my Bearcats. I'm alumni from 2011. Graduated from the architecture program. And all I got to say out to the players is we love you. I know it wasn't the expectation that we wanted, but we love you. We're proud of you. And
Go Bearcats.
Go Bearcats.
All right, on that note, we want to go back to Luke Fickle, who is still speaking in the media room right now. Listening to Luke Fickle.
And for me and my family.
Okay, our next question is going to come from Neil Meyer of the Front Office News.
Hey, Coach Fickle, could you just talk about the excitement around the city of Cincinnati and what it means for this city, even though it fell short? Could you walk us through what it was like this season?
No, it was phenomenal. I mean, last year was a great year, but it was so difficult because, of the situation. And to have the electricity, to have the energy that was back in Nippert Stadium and amongst our campus and within our city, I don't do a great job of recognizing and maybe even stepping back to see some of that. But I took the opportunity there at the beginning of the game to kind of take a peek and to recognize the energy that I say these guys have created and for our football team and our program, but for our community, our city, and our entire state.
Okay, our next question will come from Joe Ellis of the Sideline Sports Network.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on making the playoffs. Tough loss today. How does it feel to start building a legacy? You guys had a great year last year. You came back and did even better this year. I mean, how does it feel to be building something special for Cincinnati in a group of 5?
Well, it doesn't feel great right now, but when we at least have the opportunity to step back here and reflect a little bit more and recognize where it is that we've come from, and I mean that just in the last 5 years, and I mean that with this group of guys. It is. I don't know if I can see it or think about it right now in the midst of this, but I promise you my wife will make me later tonight try to take a couple deep breaths and recognize where these guys have taken us and what they've done for us.
All right, our next question is from Joe Daneman. Joe, are you there?
I'm sorry, I hit it by accident. Carry on without me.
All right, we're going to go forward to Dan Tortora with a question. Dan.
Coach, you spoke about the upperclassmen and the group of guys that are going to be moving forward. Just what you can.
We lost you there, Dan.
All right, Dan, are you there?
Yeah, Coach, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. Just what you can say about you were speaking about the upperclassmen and the importance of this group of guys, just how you want to thank them and what you want to say about what they've done to be a part of what Cincinnati has become in football.
Words can't describe what it is that those guys have mean to me, mean to us, mean to this program. It's really difficult to put into words. They've done so much, and everybody just kind of recognizes the wins, but the reality is they've created an environment, a culture. They've created an atmosphere that is a true family, and we don't, in families we do have, we do have issues, and we do have, ups and downs, but you really recognize it when when it doesn't go the way you want it to go, and you really look around that locker room, and there's obviously some heavy hearts, but then you see the love that they have for one another, and sometimes it takes something that doesn't go quite as well for you to kind of step back and recognize just how far these guys have really grown and grown together.